Well, starting off with that time lapse, looking off to the north, you can see had a couple more of those showers today, but off to the north, not quite as many as we saw yesterday. Got that sunset going down, holding strong in the 80s there with not too much out there on the radar as we go into this evening. Looking at the past 24 hours for those temperatures, we were nice and cool last night thanks to that rain-cooled air settling us out in the 70s. Got that daytime heating going to 95 there, and then some storms hit, warmed back up into the 90s, so we've been back and forth between the 90s and 80s thanks to some of that rain that made its way through our area. And as we look at the current temperatures across the entire region, coming in right at that 85-degree mark here in town, off towards the I-10 corridor where they had some rain later, they're still feeling some of that rain-cooled air. 79 in Ozona as well as Sonora. 77 there in Junction is going to be the cool spot, and then the warm spot's going to be off to the north for Robert Lee and Sterling City, both coming in at that 86-degree mark. And as we go into the week ahead, high pressure is going to be taking back over. As we look at the American Southwest, we still have plenty of that high pressure. There's that Hurricane Debbie picking up on the upper level pattern, but for us here in the Concho Valley, that high pressure really just stays over us and really going to be suppressing that air and suppressing those rain chances, unfortunately. Looking at today's severe weather outlook, you could see just some marginal risks off to the north, a little bit into the Concho Valley coming in for just some of that thunderstorm activity. And as we look off to the east coast, you could see that swath of that level 2 out of 5 risk for some of that severe weather thanks to Hurricane Debbie on its way going past Florida right now. As we look at the tropics, you can see this big tornado watch box going off for the state of Florida, and then they have those tropical storm warnings as well as those hurricane warnings going off along the Big Bend there. And as we look at Hurricane Debbie now, it just got upgraded as its sustained winds are at 75 miles an hour. It's moving off to the north about 12 miles an hour. Expected to make landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, even strengthening more to that 85-mile-an-hour mark. Quickly going to be dissipating as it makes its way over land, but it's going to bring a lot of rainfall to Florida, through South Carolina and Georgia as well. Back across the state of Texas, you can see not a ton of convection happening there, mostly off towards the Big Bend, including us here in the Concho Valley a little bit. And as we zoom in towards the Concho Valley, you can see most of our convection really starting to fizzle out. Just one there in Runnels County that's going off still. And as we look at the radar, you can see where we have the latest storms. Just one off to the south in Sutton County, a very minimal shower down there, and probably not even that much of that lightning. And then we had one storm here where Runnels and Tom Green counties were coming together, but looks like it's as well running out of energy and starting to fizzle out as we go into the overnight hours. Looking at the future cast now going into the overnight hours, like I said, rain chances are going to be fizzling out in the overnight hours, leaving us with those partly cloudy skies, and looks like we could start with partly cloudy skies to start the day for your Monday. And as we go through your Monday, can't rule out an isolated shower or two popping up, but in terms of intensity, looking like it's going to be more minimal than what we've been seeing these past couple of days, unfortunately. So as we go through the overnight tonight, we're going to be cooling off nicely to about the 73-degree mark and into those mid to lower 70s across the Concho Valley. Winds coming out of the east about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow we're back on the warm-up, chasing that century mark thanks to that high pressure and plenty of sunshine across the area. Winds coming out of the east-southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as we go through the day tomorrow, if you're trying to get a run in or a workout, it's looking like you're going to want to go in the morning where those temperatures are going to be best. As we go into the evening, that's where we could be nearing that century mark. So make sure to hydrate if you're planning any running going through that about 2 to 6 p.m. time frame where it's going to be the hottest time of the day. As we go through the week ahead, that high pressure looking to really start taking over as triple digits just rule the forecast, topping out at that 106-degree mark for Wednesday into Thursday. Start to cool off a little bit going into the weekend, but that relief isn't too much as we're still hanging around the century mark with those overnight lows really hanging steady in the mid-70s. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more KSAN News.